Today, I'll share briefly about what work integrated learning is for anyone who's not familiar with that term. We'll talk about different types of work integrated learning, or WIL, and the key employer benefits of hiring NIC and VIU students who are WIL students. Then I'm excited to share about our new regional hub, Vancouver Island Work Integrated Learning, to share some of those benefits of this new initiative and let you know how you can connect with VIWIL student talent. So work integrated learning is essentially experiential learning. Students put into practice their class learning within a professional work environment by being hired temporarily by an employer. And work integrated learning is really founded on a strong collaborative partnership between an academic institution, an employer, and a student. And through this collaborative partnership, we have the opportunity to mentor the next generation of the workforce together by really bringing those fresh ideas, those strong research capacities and knowledge and skills into the workforce, and also helping education to become more responsive to industry needs. So there's two types of work integrated learning that NIC and VIU students engage in. The first is cooperative education. Co-op is an opportunity that is 420 hours. It is always a full-time and paid opportunity. And internship is a little bit more flexible. It ranges from 180 to 360 hours. It can be a full-time or part-time opportunity, and it can be paid or unpaid. So if you are seeking temporary employees, WIL can be a great fit to support you with your peak seasons and leave coverages. It's also a great way to vet a future potential hire. Students are bringing specific industry training and those very strong research capacities to the table. So if you have special projects, strategic initiatives, things that are on the back burner but can't be attended to due to a lack of resources and time, WIL is a great option. And as we'll dive into more deeply today, there can be opportunities to access specialized funding grants for hiring WIL students. So we have collaborated, our two institutions, North Island College and Vancouver Island University, have created Vancouver Island Work Integrated Learning. This partnership has been created with the goal of enhancing work integrated learning opportunities and connecting employers with students on Vancouver Island for all regions north of the Malahat. We have a new portal where you can post opportunities that will reach both institutions, and you can find that portal at www.viwil.ca. We'll put that in the chat for your convenience. And in addition to creating our new portal, we have been working together to improve employer resources so that we can better support you when you are screening, hiring, and onboarding your student hires. So the first step is to go to www.viwil.ca and register your business. And there will be an option for you right there as you register and post to indicate funding interests. And then you will receive applications of interest through email and go through your screening process as you typically would for hiring. We will pop the direct link for you to be able to post a job into the chat so that you also have that on hand. I would like to invite you to join us at our upcoming Tourism and Hospitality Networking event on March 3rd, 2021, Connect. Connect is presented in partnership by North Island College, Vancouver Island University, Vancouver Island Work Integrated Learning, and Tourism Vancouver Island. Connect is a two-part virtual event to learn more about the really exciting programming and initiatives underway with Tourism Vancouver Island. We know that there's a lot of unknowns about this upcoming summer season in the tourism and hospitality industry. However, we really want to bring together all of our stakeholders for an open Q&A discussion with your regional industry associations so that you have the opportunity to share your industry experience and meet with some student talent. And so we can get ready to start moving forward with whatever the summer season will look like. So we will pop the invitation in the chat box for you, and we would love to see you there. You can reach us through www.viwil.ca. You can also email us directly at info@viwil.ca. We will pop that in the chat box for you as well, for your convenience. And if you would like to speak with me or another employment engagement facilitator to talk about your specific hiring needs, I would love to set that up with you. We'll put my direct scheduling link into the chat box. Please feel free to book an appointment. Reach out anytime if you would like support with the process. We look forward to hearing from you. So that concludes our introduction to VIWIL, and we will take a few minutes to see if there are any questions we can answer for you that haven't already been answered in the chat before we move on to Mike with MITACS.
And so my name is Mike Kennefick, and I am a business development specialist with MITACS, and I am presenting today from Nanaimo. And so the purpose of today really is to give everyone an overview of what MITACS is, who we are as a funding organization, and how we can provide assistance to your business, and yeah, those programs that we offer. So MITACS, first and foremost, supports collaborative research. We are a national, independent, not-for-profit organization that fosters growth and innovation. And so why would you want to use MITACS? At its core, we believe that innovation generates economic and social benefits for Canada and the world when the right people join forces. And so what we try to do is to link your business with the right people in order to answer specific questions that you might have. So allowing you to tap into expertise from across the island and across Canada. And so how do we do that? By starting with the needs of the market and by promoting human capital and collaborative innovation, MITACS helps advance Canadian entrepreneurship, productivity, and innovation. And so at its core, we offer, we create projects between industry and academia. And so you're an active partner in any kind of project with an academic partner, with student interns being the vessel. And so that being said, you're partnering with an academic partner that is an expert in some field, and you have say over this. And the student will always be under the guidance of yourselves and also the academic partner in order to help answer any questions you might have going forward. And so, oops, sorry. And so how can we do this? And so there's three major steps here to consider. First is the budget, a roadmap, and the right expertise. So from a budget standpoint, our internships require at minimum a $5,000 investment from a company. And with this, we match money and then put it into the universities. And together what we do is create a roadmap with you in terms of creating a project that will help you answer a question or a need that you might have with your business. And our commitment here is to connect you with the right expertise. And so the right expertise in this sense can be an advisor from the academic side that can help navigate any troubles, but also providing this real guidance to students as they help you go through this project together. And so we solve your business challenges with talent from the best post-secondary institutions, turning ideas into solutions. So what we're trying to do again is to take any kind of questions that you've thought about and connecting you with people that can help you answer these questions to turn that into a solution. And we have been around for a long time, and we have the expertise to help you. Over 21 years in operation now, we've partnered with over 117 post-secondary partners in Canada, 6,000 organizations like yourselves, for a total of over 47,000 research projects. And we have 4 regional hubs to help you navigate these projects, the applications, etc., the closest being in Vancouver. And we will help you through this journey. And this is important because my role as a business development specialist is to be the bridge between you, the industry partner, and the academic partner to help make sense of the process and to essentially help navigate the whole application process. And I'm always available to help answer questions. And so for you as a partner, you get to know potential talent prior to hiring. And so through CVs or through Skype calls, or sorry, Zoom calls, I guess we don't really use Skype anymore. You get to meet with potential partners ahead of time, explore the feasibility of initiatives prior to making larger investments. And so what that means is that our projects start at 4 months long. And so you can explore if during this 4 months, the questions that you're trying to answer are being answered. And if you want to go larger, create a longer term project, which can span several years, we can scale quickly by adding units to a single partnership. And finally, we create temporary project-specific R&D teams. And so we provide these solutions through new product development, exploring disruptive technologies, product and process optimization, as well as commercialization. MITACS has a wide range of different expertise of staff that will help you in these domains. And so, again, we're really trying to help support you in any of these areas. And finally, there's no limit to the breadth of talent available. That being said, we can go from AI, artificial intelligence, to HR, from STEM to social sciences. All disciplines are available. That means that you as an industry partner have access to talent across the entire spectrum of academia. It doesn't matter what department, what discipline, they're all eligible under MITACS programs. And our funding model is flexible. So as I mentioned, the minimum project length is 4 months. And so for 4 months, you can create a partnership, answer a question. And again, if you want to keep going, we can add 4-month projects or 6-month projects to that initial 4-month commitment in terms of long-term projections. So we can go several years for project length. And your contribution can be as little as 45% of the total cost. And we bring in as many researchers as needed to solve a challenge. So that means that if your project is multifaceted, we don't only need one academic partner, we can pull in multiple academic partners from several different institutions with the goal of really providing you with the best expertise to answer, again, your specific question and the need that you have. And so to finish off the presentation, I'm going to go through a couple of our flagship programs. The first is the Accelerate program. Now, for Accelerate, this is a research intensive program. And so if you think of research and development along a continuum, Accelerate really is a research-driven initiative. And so this is an applied research collaboration between researchers and Canadian and international companies, as well as not-for-profit organizations. It's open to academic institutions across the country and participation of senior undergraduate, graduate students, and also postdoctoral fellows in internship modules of a minimum of 4 to 6 months. Again, as I mentioned, this is open to all academic disciplines. And the important part about the Accelerate program is that there's no competition or application deadlines. We can submit a project at any time during the year. There's an open call for this project. And so at its core, this is how the Accelerate funding model works. There's a $7,500 module investment from your partner organization, and we take that in-house and we match that with $7,500 of a MITACS grant. So that means that there's a total working budget of $15,000 that gets sent out to a university or a college to help pay for the student's salary. And our final program is the Business Strategy Internship. And again, if you remember, I was saying that if there's a continuum of research and development, the Business Strategy Internship is a development intensive program. And so the BSI program is structured to assist organizations with development work to help them modify or advance their business operations. Also open to undergraduate, graduate, and postdoctoral fellows. And the difference here is that instead of the $7,500 commitment from the partner organization, you would only be required to provide $5,000. And MITACS again matches that $5,000 and sends it to the university to pay for a $10,000 salary to your student intern. Now, these are 4-month research projects, and academic supervisors or appropriate research staff members can be appointed by the institution to oversee the work. And so this is, just to summarize the process here, we start from your reality. So I'll meet with you personally to get an understanding of what your business is looking to do, the answers you're trying to, or the questions you're trying to answer. We determine with you the scope and desired outcomes from a potential collaboration. We identify the right academic expertise to address your challenges. Finally, we'll help you recruit highly skilled talent. We'll help you navigate which of the potential recruits are best suited for your business, and we contribute funding towards the project. And so I just wanted to thank everyone for their interest. My email here, my contact information, so mkennefick@mitacs.ca. Feel free to reach out to me by email at any time. I'm glad to answer any questions. Thanks, everyone.
Great. So moving on to Luke and Nisreen to speak about Magnet.
Thank you so much, Dana, and good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I have a special place in my heart for Vancouver Island. I see David is on this call. I know David from the work that I did while living on Vancouver Island, where I worked at Tinamera Resort and worked closely with David on the VIU bid to host the NBA games. So slightly jealous of everyone on the island. Beautiful spot, beautiful part of the world. So it's a privilege to be able to join you today and talk a little bit about Magnet in the Student Work Placement Program. Nisreen and I will both share the presentation today to discuss a little bit about Magnet, our involvement with work with VI, Work Integrated Learning Vancouver Island, VIWIL. We're excited to be partnering with them, as well as Outcome Campus Connect with Orbis, which is a partner of ours, helping connect student job boards to industry. So we'll jump right in. So Magnet was born out of Ryerson University in our DMZ. So it was a startup that was incubated with students in 2014, and it was really a social innovation platform to help connect people to opportunities or businesses to opportunities. And really our mission is to help accelerate inclusive economic growth in Canada, and in particular with people who might not be proportionately represented in the job market. Magnet is a proud partner, obviously, of VIWIL. As I had mentioned, we are actually powering the portal, which is really exciting, and it's I've only had the pleasure of connecting with Anita and Dana of recent, but I'm really excited about the work that we're doing together and how it is we can help connect the demand and the supply side from the post-secondary institutions to industry and helping support work integrated learning. For myself personally, I'm a graduate from a work integrated learning course. I spent 20 years in the hotel business before being disrupted of recent in COVID-19. So I think it's sort of apropos, if you will, for me to have the opportunity to work on projects such as this. And I know firsthand the importance to the students and also to the businesses that engage in early talent opportunities. So the Magnet Student Work Placement Program, or SWIP, we are one of many delivery partners working with the federal government to deliver this work placement program subsidy. And really the objective is to bring together the employers, students, and the PSIs to create these work integrated learning opportunities to help support early talent in integrating into the workforce and to create a pipeline of that talent for industry to connect with. The program, due to COVID-19, has been extremely successful this year in that support. Unfortunately, as you can imagine, early talent is disproportionately impacted during an economic downturn at times. And the nice thing we have seen is the federal government's response to actually allowing the program to expand in terms of the opportunities and the people who can engage in the program, but also to help support co-op students or internships, as there are hundreds of thousands of students who go through these types of work placements each year. From a high level perspective, the program funding it has the opportunity to reimburse eligible employers up to 75% of the wages to a maximum of $7,500 for each of those placements. And we have employers who have multiple placements, some as many as 50 in a year. There are some intricacies around the program itself as it relates to net new. And so that's where Nasreen and I and our team works with employers to educate them on how to navigate the program and how to maximize its use and in support of sort of their initiatives. So we have a couple scenarios that we'll just play through. So I'll pass it on to my colleague Nasreen and she can walk us through.
Okay, thank you, Luke. And hello, everyone. I'm going to take you through the scenarios, some examples of scenarios that would apply to employers and that we found are actually quite popular, not only given COVID-19, but just the way that the world is sort of moving. And number one would be a local shop or a retailer digitizing their operations, formerly not having a website or not being able to do curbside pickup. That became super important in the summertime, fall, and even in the winter, of course. So a lot of businesses actually were hiring graphic designers, web developers. That was very popular. So in this example, we have a local shop owner deciding to hire a student on, full-time for a few months and pays them a rate of, let's say, $10,000. Now, example, I don't know, I'm not sure how much the going rate is, but let's just say it would be $10,000 for 3 months of full-time work. Bob would then get reimbursed for $7,500 of that $10,000, with the out-of-pocket cost being $2,500. So that's one example. A second example that, again, was very common and very popular was the healthcare industry and frontline workers. So long-term care facilities, retirement living, hospitals, certain accommodations were given during COVID-19, and therefore a lot of funding came to these types of organizations and institutions. And so they were very keen on bringing in externals to help accommodate volume. Personal support workers, for example, were very, very popular and very high demand all over Canada. We actually just found out today in the news that the government of Canada is willing to pay for people to get free training to become personal support workers right now. That's actually a free program. And that's the kind of demand and need there is for people to be PSWs right now. So in this example, a student is paid for $5,000 for, whatever the position may have been. And the employer would then receive $37,500 and change for that subsidy. And the third example, and something that we're probably going to see a lot of in winter of 2021 and probably spring as well, is an accounting agency hiring a business management student to take on a student or to take on a short-term contract during a busy season, i.e. tax season, end of fiscal year. That's a very common one right now as well. The agency pays this student $3,500 and receives just over $2,600 in return in their wage subsidies. So those are some scenarios that we wanted to share just to bring it to real life examples. Of course, it's far and wide and across the board, anything from a nonprofit to a big corporation, but oftentimes some big corporations like financial services are excluded simply for obvious reasons almost. So I will move forward and get into the VIWIL supporting employers piece here that Magnet powers through our platform. Okay, so you can visit the VIWIL website to get started. Dana took everyone through that in a lot of detail at the beginning of the conversation. And so there's a little button at the top left. You can post a job and click on that to post a job. You can sign up, sign in. It's easy, it's free, and you can create your job posting from there. And super important point to note here is that if you have a student in hand, that's great. You don't have to create the job posting. You can go directly to apply for the funding. And if you don't have a student in hand, you can create the job posting and actually apply for the funding in the same sitting. So it's one platform to do both of those things, one-stop shop. And employers can connect with the various institutions that VIWIL works with and get connected to the students in a much easier and sort of streamlined fashion that way. Okay. I flip it back to Luke.
Awesome. Thanks, Nasreen. So from an application support for employers, as I had mentioned, we have a dedicated team that helps sort of provide a concierge service. We're excited to partner with VIWIL in that we have entered into an agreement, or will be entering into an agreement, where we have set aside a block of Swip placements to help support the community and to help support those students attending the two institutions to connect with businesses on Vancouver Island. And so recognizing the impact that it can have both for the student, but obviously the employer as well. What we do from my team's perspective is provide, sort of tailored hands-on service, walking you through the application, helping you with the nuance. As we can imagine, sometimes the cumbersome nature of a government subsidy program can be high, and this is what we do every single day. So we're here to help assist you with that and make sure you meet deadlines and that you understand where you are in the process. So it's very tailored to help support you in navigating the process. So from a next steps perspective, we are still have the opportunity to help support employers who have students currently working within their organizations today. So we would invite you to have a conversation with us. You may have had students that are currently working within your organization on their internship or their co-op that we could have the potential of funding, which is a great opportunity to connect with. And in the coming weeks, we'll have more information as it relates to summer 2021. We have been working along with our other Swip delivery partners and the Government of Canada to stress the importance of the program and the difference it's making for both the business owners and the students. And it's our goal to hopefully see our federal government make a decision as to the program itself later in the month of March. As you know, the surge that was provided for COVID-19 was quite large, and it has had a big impact. So we really want to make sure that that continues on. So details for summer 2021 will be forthcoming, but what we are doing right now is engaging with those employers that are interested, that typically have a pipeline. Having come from the hotel business, I know firsthand that's the heaviest. The summer is the heaviest sort of period of time in which that they hire typically, and hopefully that will happen as vaccination rolls out. We will be collecting employers' information, keeping them abreast of the situation, and helping support them through the process once the program is formally launched later in the spring. So that is really a wrap for our presentation today. Lots to unpack. Obviously, there's lots of Q&A opportunity. There is eligibility requirements. We will make sure that you get a copy of this presentation. Of course, you can have our contact information as well, so that we can do an individual consultation and work with you directly or in partnership with obviously the two institutions with VIWIL. So with that, I will pass it back to Dana for any potential questions.
Great. Thank you so much, Nasreen and Luke. Fantastic. Any questions coming in through chat directed to Luke and Nasreen? And any questions for is anyone looking to recruit computer? Is that for a computer programming positions, or could you share a little bit more, David? What kind of position you might be looking for? Oh, do we have any computer science students?
Yeah, so that would depend on the institutions that VIWIL works with. So how it would work is an employer would be able to post a job, and that job gets posted to the institution's job boards directly. So previous to the platform that VIWIL supports or VIWIL is part of, an employer would have to go to a school's job board directly and post the job to each job board within that post-secondary institutions. And sometimes they have several, depending on whether it's engineering department has their own, business department may have their own. So with this, it's just a streamlined way to hit the schools, and the way that you configure your job posting, you can actually select what program or area of study you're looking to target, so you can get the most specialized talent for that position. And then should a student be available or that school have a program to support that initiative, a student would be matched with the opportunity.
Great, and to answer a few of these questions, yes, we definitely have students. We have a number of business programs. So we would have students who I think we had a question about web skills. That would definitely be something that our WIL students could support with. And thank you, David. I've got your contact information. I'll look into more around our engineering and science students. Yes, postings. Thank you, Linda. Postings go to both. When you post on VIWIL, postings will go directly to both institutions. When you are creating your posting, if what you're looking for is applicable to both institutions, if you have a specific program target and one institution does not have students in that program, then it will be funneled and just go directly to the one institution. But all of that is taken care of for you. You will just simply create your needs, and it will be funneled accordingly, and that will reach as applicable both institutions for all regions north of the Malahat on Vancouver Island for all of our campuses. Does Magnet have a newsletter we can subscribe to for updates? Same for MITACS. Great question, Lori.
Sorry, so we don't have a newsletter per se, but we do inside the actual VIWIL instance. So the portal, there is targeted messaging and communities that live in there, Magnet being one of them, that we often provide information on the programs that we are delivering. We're actually working with the team to build a content library that's very Vancouver Island centric as well. But we do have a community for Magnet that we provide updates with respect to the various programs, and Swip being one of the largest programs that we help deliver.
Great, and I can speak to that as well, Lori. So following this webinar, we will reach out to everyone by email. We'll send a recording of this webinar for you, for your resources, as well as the slides. And we will also send you a document that we've created that will connect you, that we keep updated with various funding opportunities, including Magnet and MITACS information. And that resource that we'll send you will be uploaded and can be accessed shortly off of our VIWIL site as well. So we'll have those resources updated for you on a regular basis. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. So I think we'll leave it there. We're so glad that you could join us. Please stay in touch. Again, there'll be that follow-up email, and there's an option to unsubscribe if you'd like to, but we look forward to staying in touch and continuing to send you useful information to help to support you with your hiring needs and to connect you with VIWIL student talent and funding opportunities. So have a great rest of your day, everyone, and thank you again.